All right, let's look at tonight's homework for Module 1, Lesson 4. It looks long, but it's not very long, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. So starting with number 1, it says the graph shows the area Y that can be covered by a given amount of paint X, when using a paint sprayer. So remember, we have this graph, and so your x-axis is the amount of paint and your y-axis is the area covered, and so we've got all these points plotted here. It says for part A, it says, does the graph show a proportional relationship? Remember, proportional relationship means, are they equivalent? Are they equal to each other? Okay, and then show your work as evidence. So we could almost set this up as an XY table. Remember, so all these are ordered pairs, so we have X to Y, and we could set it up as a table. And so when X is 1, Y is 15. When X is 2, Y is 30. When X is 3, Y is 45. And when X is 4, Y is 60, because you remember in your ordered pair, the first number is X, the second number is Y. And so we can try and test to see if they're proportional just by simplifying their fractions. Remember, we want to do Y over X. So we want to do 15 over 1, which is going to simplify to 15. We're going to do 30 over 2 and simplify that. We're going to do 45 over 3 and simplify that. And we're going to do 60 over 4 and simplify that. Now, if all the unit rates, because remember this is also finding the unit rate, if all the unit rates are equivalent, then that is proportional, and so we could say yes here, and we can show our work. Another way to also tell if it's proportional is to see, does the graph run through the origin at 0, 0, and is it a straight line? And because it is at 0, 0 and there is a straight line, then it could also be assumed that yes, this is proportional. So moving on to part B, using the points 3, 45, find the constant of proportionality, K, and write an equation that describes the proportional relationship. Remember, if you go back to lesson 2 on how we found K, K is Y over X, and so if we have the ordered pair 3, 45, our first number is X, our second number is Y, so we need to take these numbers and set it up like this, and it's going to give us our constant of proportionality. It's going to give us our K. So then we can plug it into the equation. Remember, the equation is Y equals Kx. So whatever we get as our constant proportionality, we can just substitute it here into our equation, and that's going to be our equation. Alright, moving on. Number 2 says graph the data in the table. Does the graph show a proportional relationship? So you're going to come and you're going to graph each one of these points. Remember, you're going to go out X, up Y. So out 2, up 4, plot your point. Out 6, up 4, plot your point, and all the way. And then you're going to draw a line through it, if you can. If all the dots will connect in a straight line, and if it would run through 0, 0 here, then it's proportional. But remember, we can also test to see if it's proportional the same way we did up here, by doing Y over X and testing it that way. If they all get the same unit rates, then we know that they're equivalent, and then it is proportional. So it says, does the relationship have a constant of proportionality? Justify your answer using 2 points from the table. So remember, the constant of proportionality means that this is happening over and over and over again. So the same thing here, we could use our points and do 4 over 2 and 6 over 4, because remember we want Y over X, and we could simplify those things, okay? So 4 over 2 is going to give me 2, and 6 over 4 is going to simplify to 3/2. Are these the same thing? And because these are not the same thing, then it does not have a constant of proportionality. It's not going to go up by the same amount each time. Alright, number 3. Sonia plays a computer game and completes puzzles during levels of the game. The data are shown in the graph. What does the point 1, 3 on the graph represent? So this is our point 1, 3. So we want to find it right here. What this is asking is, what does the 1 represent? Well, the 1 is the x-axis. Well, what does the x-axis represent? The level. And 3 is in the y-axis, which represents the number of puzzles. So which one of these sentences has 1 as the level and 3 as the number of puzzles? And so you need to decide which one of these statements would be accurate. Okay? Alright, moving on to number 4. Number 4 says the table shows the cost of books at that a library book sale. Select the order pairs that would be on the graph of the relationship. So here we have the graph, and here we have it plotted right here. So which one of these, when you find that constant of proportionality, which ones of these would have the same constant of proportionality? So the first thing we need to do is find the constant of proportionality. So y to x, we have 5 over 2, which simplifies to 5 over 2. And then we have 10 over 4, which simplifies to 5 over 2. And then we have 15 over 6, which is going to simplify to 5 over 2. And then same thing with 820 and 25 over 10. So we're looking for which of these, when we set it up, x over y, so x and y, when we set it up y over x, 7.5 over 3, which of these, and then we have 33 over 12, 22 over 9, 27 over 11, 12 and a half over 5, when we set it up like that, which one of these is going to give us 5 over 2? Because that means it would fit in our line, because it's going up. Every time it goes up by 5, it's going out over 2. So which one of these would fall into this pattern here? Like I said last night, I'm not going to go over these spiral reviews, because you should be able to do these reviews, especially 5 and 6 and 7. Just remember, because constant rate down here is the same thing as finding this. What is the unit rate? Remember, you can put it in a ratio box or as a fraction, and then you should be able to do ratios. Okay? Alright, that's it for tonight.